Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Fabian, the owner of Junk Express. I'm going to be showing you guys basically how I put the decals on my dumpsters. Now, this is basically going to be a tutorial on how to put decals on your equipment, on your dumpsters, dump trailer, your truck. There is some techniques that you're going to want to learn, and I ended up learning the hard way because I messed up. So I'm going to go ahead and make this quick video to show you guys how I put it on. I ordered my decals on DIYlettering.com, so I highly recommend that you get these magnetic holders. So here's a look. They have a felt backing, that way it doesn't scratch up your dumpster or whatever service you put on them. And they also have covers. So you could buy you a 4-pack. I want to say they're about $20-$30. They're definitely worth it. Now you're going to want a utility knife with a sharp point. That way you could take out any bubbles that you may end up having. As well, you're going to want some painter's tape. That way you can line up your decal and get it straight. And now you're going to want you some basically water with soap, or in this container I have water and white vinegar to go ahead and, you know, clean down the area. You could use alcohol, but I didn't want to use alcohol. I didn't want to, you know, risk the chance messing up any of my paint. Over here you're going to want a squeegee, of course. Once you order your decals from DIY Lettering, or if you're on Amazon, you could pick you up one of these for about $1 or $2. And right here is a small bowl for soap and water, and a sponge just in case you have any oil or you end up finding something that's on your dumpster or your surface that you need to scrub down. And over here we have some microfiber cleaning cloths, just a brand new pack. That way, again, I could go ahead and wipe down the area and get it clean. All right, so now that the area is pretty clean, I'm just gonna go over it one more time just to make sure I get all the spots of where my large decal is gonna be going. All right, so it was a perfect time for me to make this video because this is one of the last dumpsters that I need to put my decals on. Again, I had an issue with one of my stickers having some defects. So anyways, contacted customer service, they were on top of it, and they sent me this one. So let's go ahead and take a look. Now the stickers will come, you know, rolled up. So there's a look. Comes with the instructions, but I wouldn't follow these instructions with something this large. So I'll show you here in a minute what I mean by that. Because in this directions, it basically tells you to put it on as one whole piece. If you can zoom in that. Now what ends up happening if you do this, if you end up having any creases or end up messing up, it's gonna throw off the whole entire decal. All right, so both of us are gonna go ahead and hold the corners, and we're gonna walk over to the dumpster. I just want my decal over the axle of my trailer. So it's gonna be centered with the axle. Now, I'm not gonna be very, you know, particular. I'm not gonna get a tape measure and measure it and make sure it's on point, because to be honest with you, you're not gonna really notice, your customer's not gonna notice. It's totally up to you if you wanna, you know, be on point and get the tape measure and everything like that. As long as it looks centered with the axles and it's 1 inch away from this top of this deal right here, it'll be all right. So that looks about lined up. So what we're gonna do now, instead of using blue tape, use these magnets, and it makes the job a lot easier. All right, so now that we got it up, go ahead and smooth it out. Get your other magnet. Remember when I said we're gonna go ahead and do this piece by piece? If you follow the directions and you do it as one solid piece, what ends up happening is your numbers will get wrinkled, your lettering will get wrinkled, and your decal, your main logo, is gonna get wrinkled. So you're gonna wanna do everything in sections. So we're gonna focus on the Junk Express logo as a whole section, the phone number as its own section, and then do the numbers individually. That way we don't mess it up. And then we're gonna do the lettering as well, as singles and as its own section as well. That way we don't mess up the lettering. So first things first, smooth everything out. Okay, so if you have a big decal like this one, do it in sections. if you don't do it in sections, even if it's a small decal like this big, and it has, you know, different parts of the decal, do it in sections or you're gonna mess it up. All right, one tool I totally forgot to mention is a pair of scissors. You're gonna want a pair of good scissors, you know, some long ones. So now that we have everything prepped, we're gonna go ahead and start with the top section. I'm gonna cut all the way across here, and the magnets are gonna hold the rest of the decal while I could focus on this area. Now, once you cut the end, just go ahead and run your scissors all the way across. Like so. It doesn't have to be all the way straight, it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as your decal is lined up where it needs to go, everything will be okay. So now we have the top section all ready to go. So what we're gonna do, since it's so large, we're gonna work it in halves. We're not gonna cut it because again it's a decal. What we're gonna do is we're gonna fold it and then peel it and then cut the back right here off of it halfway, and then leave about 1 inch or 2 of this stuff on this side, like a band-aid. If you could think of it as a big band-aid, that's how we're gonna place it on this dumpster. All right, so what I'm gonna do first, you're gonna want 2 people to do this job. This is a 2 to 3 person job. So if you have another hand, you know, it's gonna really help you out. If not, you're gonna probably screw something up because of how large this sticker is. So took that magnet off and I put it right about in the middle, not right in the middle, but you know, on this side to hold this side down. And then I had the tape holding it. So now, basically work the decal however I want to. So if you come on this side, go ahead and show you what I'm talking about as far as the sticky side. So once you peel this back, there's your sticky end right there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna peel it all the way back, and then we're gonna cut it right about here, and then we're gonna fold this paper back into itself, and then we're gonna put the decal back on, and then we'll focus on this side. So let's get to it. Peel this end back, like so. Alright, you cut it about right there in the middle, or leave about 1 inch or a little bit more back, or no, this way, right there, all the way. All right, so now that we have the backing off, now we have the sticky part. So I have to get as close as possible and pull as tight as I can. You'll go ahead and grab the squeegee, and you'll just go in the up and down motions. Ready? And again, whoever's holding this in, like me, you just gotta pull and get as close as possible to it. Not to stick it on all the way on. You just wanna get as close as possible and keep it straight, keep some tension on it, while the other guy goes with the squeegee and goes up and down, and sticks everything on. And there you have it. We have that side done, and then we're gonna work on the other side. So now here's a look at the other side. So same thing.
That one after this.
So if you have a big decal, it's best to go ahead and get as much as you can on the first try. But on the last try, more likely, you're gonna have a lot more to work with. So just pull it, keep tension, keep it straight, Don't go all the way down, just pull it, keep it straight, get as close as you can. All right, so right about there, I'm pretty straight. So if you can go ahead and start. As he gets closer to me, I start to let it go down a bit more, and I keep my tension on it, keep it straight. All right, so there you have it. Go ahead and remove these magnets. And then we're gonna go over it one more time with just focusing on the decal. So he's going over it one more time. That way we can just take out any small bubbles that we may have. And then when it comes time to go ahead and take this off right here, we're gonna be very gentle. As long as you have your magnets and your blue tape all lined up, everything's gonna stay lined up as long as you have it held down. So right here we have a cluster of bubbles. Now we're not sure if it's, you know, with the decal or if it's between the decal and this film that's protecting it. So we'll see once we peel off. If they're big bubbles and they're on the decal, what we'll end up doing is we'll end up popping the bubble with a razor knife. All right, so whenever you're peeling it off, you don't want to rip it off. You want to be nice and slow and keep it as close as you can to the decal and just pull gently. I like to go ahead and have the squeegee at hand just in case it all wants to come off. It shouldn't want to, but just in case. And if you wanted to, while you're peeling, you could be doing this at the same time just to take out any bubbles you may have. It's looking really good. If you could come on in, you'll see what I'm talking about as far as the creases that was within the paper. But again, it's not even that bad. I mean, you can't really tell until you get real close and you start looking. Like right in here, some creases. But it came out really well. I do not see any bubbles. Those bubbles that we've seen earlier were probably between the paper and the decal. Came out pretty good. So now we're gonna work our way down and we're gonna work on the phone number and then we're gonna work on the lettering down below. So I'll go ahead and show you guys what that looks like. All right, so now we're gonna be working on the phone number. So same thing, you wanna make sure that everything's stretched out nice and good. And then go ahead and get your other two magnets. I'm gonna put them right above on top of the phone number, because what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna end up taping the number on the very top. That way we could go ahead and cut each number individually. That way we could put it on. If you do it as a whole piece, again, you're just gonna end up creasing something. It's gonna throw off the number and it's gonna come out shitty. So trust me, just be patient, take your time and cut everything up individually. So first, go ahead and put the tape down. Now, since I have thinner tape, I'm gonna be putting about 2 or 3 layers. All right, so now that I have the tape down, let's go ahead and push the magnets down. Right here above the lettering. Because again, we're gonna be focusing on the numbers as its own section. And the same thing that we did for this one, as far as cutting it across, is what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna cut each number individually. Doesn't have to be a perfect straight line as long as you have it all lined up already. All right, so now that it's in its own section, as you can see, we're gonna cut it. Every number is gonna be individual. Now the reason you're gonna wanna do it individually and not every 2 or every 3 or every 4 numbers is because, again, once you try to put it all in as a whole piece, if one number ends up getting a crease in it, the rest of them are gonna fall out of line and it's not gonna come out right. Trust me, I've tried it before. So, every number needs to be cut individually. All right, so there you have it. I cut it all the way up to the blue tape. That way it could be its own flag. All right, so we're gonna start with the first number. It's gonna be number 4. So you're gonna wanna peel it back, just like so. All the way up till it stops. And then this part is sticky. So what you can do is you flip it and you let it touch your surface, and then it allows you to go ahead and cut the paper below. You're gonna wanna cut it where it's on the very top of the number. And with this process, you wanna be very patient. So you don't want it to just hit the surface. You want to go ahead and get your squeegee, clean it off, and start going down with it. Keep it close to the surface but not touching, and just go down. Just like that. And then we go on to the next number. And we'll keep doing this for every single number. All right, so now we have them on. Now it's time to peel them off. So you just want to make sure that your numbers are on there, because if not, they're gonna peel right off. Start by taking the blue tape off. Start from the top, work our way down. So again, when you peel, you don't want to pull off, you want to peel back. Just like that. Now go ahead and take the whole blue tape off. Now we're going to focus on the lettering down below. Now the lettering, we're going to do it word by word. So we have junk removal / cleanup / rentals. So we're going to cut everything up from junk to removal to clean to up to rental, and so on. So first we're going to tape it just like we did the phone number. Alright, so now that I got everything prepped, I'm going to go ahead and cut it up from word to word, starting with junk being its own word. Kind of want it less than a foot, so I'm going to go ahead and do REM with removal. And then we'll do up as its own. And then for rentals, we'll go all the way up to REN. Right? So now it's cut up into individual pieces. Alright, so we're going to start with junk. I'm going to peel it back. Now you're going to want to be careful with this one, really careful, because the lettering is a lot thinner and it could stick to the back paper. So the same concept with the phone number, stick it back, and cut high. The whole paper wants to come out, so just gonna have to rip it, cut it off. But the blue tape is gonna make sure that it stays aligned. Get your squeegee, clean it off. You see how it's short, less than a foot? It's a lot easier to put down now. Now, this one had a little bit of creases in it, so you just want to work them out. Flip to this edge and use your edge. Work out any of them creases. Should be good. Now we'll keep working our way. All right, so now the lettering is on. We just got to peel it off. Whenever you're peeling it off, you want to be very, very careful, especially with the thinner lettering, because if you go too fast, or even if you're going slow, if it's not all the way on, it'll come right off. So let's go ahead and start with the junk. That's it. Gotta tell you, it came out really, really nice. I still have to do the front and the other side of the dumpster. So here's a closer look. The lettering, phone number, and the logo. Alright, well thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification button. That way you can see all my newest videos. I post vlogs, reviews, and I do business tutorials and, things like this. But thanks so much. Have a great day. See you at the next one.